4 successful individuals who used failure as a stepping stone to success. Failure and success have been intertwined since time immemorial. In history books, you'll read of heroes who've overcome failure and succeeded spectacularly. In our era, we've no shortage of these kinds of people as well. In this presentation, I'll show you how 4 ultra-successful people who used failure as their stepping stone to success. Oprah Winfrey. Everyone probably knows Oprah and her life story. She grew up poor and abused, but in spite of that, she succeeded in life. Before her seemingly meteoric rise to fame, she worked in the trenches. In fact, during the early stages of her career, she was fired by a Baltimore TV producer because she was unfit for television news. But she obviously bounced back from that, and today, her net worth stands at a few $billion. Steve Jobs. Without Steve Jobs, the iPhone as we know it would probably not have been as exciting and popular. He was a master innovator. He understood technology and marketing trends, and he certainly knew how to market Apple products. But did you know he was fired from Apple Computers, the very company he co-created? He was devastated, but he bounced back with fervor. He created another company, Next, which was later bought out by Apple. In the end, everything worked out for this great man. J.K. Rowling. If her name doesn't ring a bell, then you're probably not a Harry Potter fan. J.K. Rowling is the woman behind the Harry Potter series. She made millions of kids and adults alike fall in love with the wizarding world, and the boy who lived in particular. But before she became a worldwide success, J.K. Rowling experienced several failures. She got divorced and was literally living on state benefits. The first installment of Harry Potter was rejected by many publishers, but she obviously kept on, and look where she is now. Colonel Sanders. Who wants some finger-licking good fried chicken? Everyone does. But when Colonel Sanders first pitched his now famous Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC recipe to restaurants, he got rejected many times. But he never gave up. He knew he had something good and he believed in his recipe. And unlike the other successful people on this list, however, Colonel Sanders wasn't young when he perfected his recipe. In fact, he was in his 60s when he finally achieved his goal. It just goes to show that age doesn't matter when you're determined to achieve what you've always dreamed of. In this presentation, you're going to learn 4 different ways failing forward can help you achieve your goals in life. Failing forward is just another way of saying learn from your mistakes and your failures. When you fail forward, you don't make the same mistakes over and over again. You already know they led to failure, so why bother doing the same thing again, right? Without further ado, here are the different ways. Number 1. You learn constantly. Every time you fail, you have a growing list of things that aren't working for you. You learn to work your way around the things that don't work, to find the right combination or ingredients that will lead to your success. If you use failure as an option to learn, then you're going to grow as a person, which will ultimately lead to your success. Number 2. You become a risk taker. Every time you bounce back from a failure, you seek out other ways or methods to try to reach your goal. In essence, you're taking risks, which places you well outside your comfort zone. The most successful entrepreneurs have all taken risks and have been greatly rewarded for their efforts. It's difficult to achieve your dreams if you don't take risks. Yes, you can either fail or succeed. Whichever the outcome is, you become a more resilient person who's willing to do whatever it takes to succeed. Always remember, however, that just because you embrace risk doesn't mean you should risk everything blindly. Having an idea of your risk-reward ratio is always a smart idea. Number 3. You can reach your full potential. When you fail forward, you're pushing yourself to reach your goals and your dreams. You're thinking of the big picture. Mistakes and failures are like specks of dust on your rearview mirror. You've got your eyes set on the road, and you're not going to stop until you finally reach your destination. Number 4. You maintain a positive attitude. When you failed a few times and you keep going at it, you learn to cultivate a positive attitude. You get this yes sir attitude, which is great when you're staring adversity in the eye. Having a positive outlook in life means you're not going to be afraid of failure, because you know that if you fail, you'll at least learn something from it. 5 powerful strategies to overcome failure and finally succeed. In life, you've got 2 directions to choose from, success or failure. No one in their right mind would say out loud they want to become failures. Everyone wants to be successful. And to succeed at something, you're going to have to learn how to overcome the inevitable stumbling block on your way to success, failure. In today's presentation, you're going to learn 5 of the most powerful strategies you can employ to overcome failure. Number 1. Think how badly you'll regret it if you don't overcome failure. It's true when I say feelings of regret can haunt you for the rest of your life. Songs have been sung and poems have been written as odes to regret. How many times have you asked yourself, what if? How many times have you thought about the words, if only I, or I should have, or I wish I had? You don't want to spend hours upon hours thinking about the what-ifs in your life. Think about that every time you feel the crushing weight of your failure and you feel like giving up. Number 2. Think about what you're going to miss out if you don't succeed. Depending on how big your dream is, you'll probably be missing out on a lot. You know why you're chasing a particular dream and what it can mean to your life, to your family, and to your community. Number 3. Never take your eyes off your dream. Visualize your dream. Have it printed out and put it somewhere you can see it every day. Every time you fail, look at that image. It will motivate you and remind you of what you need to do so you can get where you want. Number 4. Don't rush. Take it one day at a time. When you fail, you feel exhausted. You may feel like you've reached the end of your rope and you feel like throwing in the towel. Don't. Take a deep breath, regroup, and take it one day at a time. Number 5. Think of failure as a stepping stone towards success. Failure is quite an unlikely candidate to be a stepping stone towards success. It may sound counterintuitive, but it's really not. If you have the right attitude, you'll learn from your failures. It will make you better and stronger, and it will help carry you over to your success. 5 things you must tell yourself after failing. In this presentation, I will share with you the 5 things you must tell yourself after failing. Failure can be a tough pill to swallow, especially if you're close to succeeding. Failing when success is within arm's reach will feel like you've been grabbed from a moving vehicle and dumped a few miles from your destination. Number 1. It's okay. It's really going to be okay. This is what we tell people when they're distraught, angry, sad, shocked, even injured. Now it's time to tell yourself the same thing. You know better than anyone else what your situation is, but if you believe that, no matter how dire it may seem right now, it really will be okay in the end. Number 2. Lots of people have failed before me and succeeded. Look up stories of people who have gone from rags to riches. People who failed so miserably it's a wonder they even succeeded at all. You're absolutely right in saying lots of people have failed, and you're not going to be the last either. When you're down, look up to the people who've paved their own paths and success, so you can carve out your own path too. Number 3. I'm glad I failed. Now, you know what you did wrong, and you know exactly what you need to avoid the next time you do your thing. Being positive and optimistic is always a bonus. If you treat failure as an opportunity to fix mistakes, then success may be right around the corner for you. Number 4. I've succeeded before. I can certainly succeed again. Use this as your mantra. Say this line every single day. Remember all the times you've succeeded at something, how happy and proud you felt. Recall those feelings and try to project it onto your next attempt. This may take a bit of imagination, but if you're determined and you take this advice seriously, then you really will find success again. Number 5. I know what I'm going to do next. When you fail, a light bulb may go off in your head, an aha moment, so to speak. You know precisely why you failed, and you will know what you need to do next time to bring you closer to success. This is because your mind will map out a new road towards your dream. 6 reasons failure is just as important as success. Succeeding without failing is an extremely rare occurrence. We might view successful people as having had success delivered to them on a golden platter, but this rarely happens in real life. In this presentation, I'll discuss 6 reasons why failure is just as important as success. Number 1. Failure makes you stronger. Unless you let it break you. If you take failure head on and embrace it, then you will end up a much stronger person. It will toughen you up, and you won't be as sensitive as you were before. The more times you stumble and fall, the easier it gets to talk about it. When you're stronger, success will be more easily attainable for you. Number 2. Failure gives you clarity. Even with the best laid plans, you don't always get to see your path, but it's a different story with failure. When you fail, it brings to the light all the things you should not be doing, and your mind lets you narrow down and focus on the right direction you should be taking instead. Number 3. Failure keeps you grounded. Sure, some successful individuals can be arrogant. These are the people who haven't learned from their failures or choose to forget the lessons they've learned through failing. For those who took the failure to heart, they are kinder, more compassionate, and more grounded than other people. Number 4. Failure makes you brave. Fear of the unknown is a real thing. But when you fail at something, it means you've seen failure in the eye. It's no longer the unknown. You know exactly what you're facing. The next time you embark on your journey, you'll be braver and you'll be able to withstand challenges. Number 5. Failure lets you appreciate what you have in life. Often, when we're chasing our dreams, we forget to take a look around and take stock of what's really important. However, when we fail, we come crashing back down to earth. We see things and people for what and who they are, and we learn to appreciate what really matters in our lives. Number 6. Failure is an opportunity to embrace success. When you've figured out your reasons for failing, it's time to focus all your energy on the things you've done correctly. Your opportunity for success comes by expanding on these good points and removing the bad ones from your game plan.